Picture this. You wake up one morning, stretch, and notice something unusual. Your skin feels oddly smooth, almost slimy. You glance at your hands, and they're webbed. A quick look in the mirror reveals delicate, feathery gills sprouting from your neck. Congratulations, you've just been unlocked as the Axolotl Class. In a world where humans are randomly gifted the powers and transformations of a single species, you've hit the jackpot with one of nature's most bizarre and brilliant creatures. Don't let its cute, smiley face fool you. This little amphibian is a powerhouse in disguise, and today, we're diving deep into what makes the Axolotl Class so special. So, what's the deal? Every human in this world gets bonded with a species, gaining its unique abilities and the power to transform their body to match its traits. Some might get the raw strength of a lion or the soaring speed of an eagle, but you're rocking the axolotl creature that laughs in the face of injury, thrives in water, and looks like it just swam out of a Pixar movie. This isn't just about turning into a salamander and calling it a day. Oh no, you're about to unlock a skill set that's equal parts quirky and unstoppable, with transformations that'll make you the ultimate survivor in the right environment. Over the next few minutes, we'll break down the axolotl's jaw-dropping abilities. From regenerating limbs like a superhero to dominating aquatic battlefields, we'll explore how your body can shift think gills on demand, or a full-on axolotl hybrid form. Plus, we'll reveal the slick skills, tactical tricks, and even a hexagonal power matrix to show where this class shines. Spoiler alert, it's not just about looking cute. So, buckle up, because the Axolotl Class is about to take you on a wild, wet, and weirdly awesome ride. Let's dive in. Now that you're hyped about being an Axolotl Class, let's get into the juicy details of what makes this little creature such a game changer. The axolotl isn't just a cute face with a permanent grin, it's a biological marvel. These amphibians are masters of regeneration, able to regrow entire limbs, organs, and even parts of their spine like it's no big deal. Imagine slicing your finger in a cooking mishap and watching it heal in minutes. That's the axolotl's world, and now it's yours. They're also fully aquatic, breathing through those iconic feathery gills that look like they belong in a sci-fi movie. With a body built for water, they glide effortlessly, sensing their surroundings with uncanny precision. And here's the kicker. Axolotls stay youthful forever, a trait called neoteny, keeping them adaptable and resilient even as they age. So, what happens when you channel this axolotl energy? Your body becomes a canvas of transformation. In your human form, you can sprout delicate gills at will, letting you breathe underwater like a fish. Your hands and feet gain webbing, turning you into a swimming machine. Your skin, it's now coated in a slick, protective slime that's tougher than it looks, shrugging off minor scrapes and burns. Want to go all in? Trigger a full transformation, and you'll morph into a sleek, axolotl-like humanoid, gills flaring, tail swishing, and eyes sharp enough to spot a predator in murky depths. This form isn't just for show. It's built for aquatic dominance, letting you dart through water with the grace of a dolphin. Even on land, your regenerative powers keep you in the fight, healing cuts or bruises faster than any normal human. The axolotl's blend of resilience and aquatic prowess makes you a force to be reckoned with, especially when the battlefield is wet. Ready to see how to wield these powers? Let's talk tactics and skills next. The city's holographic sphere faded, leaving the newly anointed Axolotl Class operative standing in the plaza, her teal glowing gills pulsing faintly under the dawn light. Her transformation was complete, the axolotl's essence now woven into her very being. But the path ahead demanded more than raw power. It required mastery, strategy, and an unyielding will to harness her unique gifts. In the flooded battlegrounds and high-tech training halls of this future world, she would learn to wield her abilities, turning the axolotl's serene resilience into a force of war. Her training began in the Aquacade, a sprawling underwater complex where the water shimmered with bioluminescent hues, mimicking the axolotl's natural habitat. Here, the air was thick with the hum of technology and the faint gurgle of water cycling through vast tanks. She stood in a sleek, black combat suit, its glowing coral lines tracing her form like veins of light. The suit clung to her skin, designed to enhance her aquatic prowess, its Kevlar-like texture both protective and flexible. Her 6 feathery external gills, 3 on each side behind her ears, swayed gently, their teal glow reflecting off the water's surface. Instructors, clad in similar suits, watched her every move, their voices sharp as they barked commands through comms. First, she learned to wield toxic slime barrage, a skill drawn from the axolotl's mucus layer. In a submerged arena, holographic drones darted around her, their red sensors glinting like predators' eyes. She focused, feeling the slickness of her skin shift as she secreted shimmering teal droplets. With a flick of her webbed hands, the droplets sprayed outward, hissing. As they struck the drones, corroding their metal shells in seconds, the water amplified the slime spread, enveloping multiple targets in a cloud of sizzling teal. She practiced precision, aiming for moving targets while swimming, her gills flaring to draw oxygen from the water. The instructors pushed her harder, simulating crowded battlefields where she had to isolate enemies without harming allies. Each session left her skin tingling, the mucus production taxing but exhilarating. Next came Mucus Jet Strike, a more forceful expression of her axolotl heritage. In a high-pressure tank, she faced reinforced targets designed to mimic enemy armor. She tensed, channeling her energy into a single, explosive burst. A high-pressure jet of teal and coral mucus erupted from her palms, blasting the targets backward. With a force that rippled the water, the jet coated the targets, clouding their sensors and mimicking the disorienting effect it would have on enemies' visors. She trained to control the jet's direction, learning to sweep it across multiple foes or focus it on a single point for maximum impact. The water enhanced the jet's range, letting it stretch further, a reminder of her strength in aquatic domains. Her instructors simulated chaotic battles, forcing her to use the jet to break enemy lines or clear a path through debris, her gills pulsing rhythmically as she moved. Slime's shield was her defensive cornerstone. In a training chamber filled with automated turrets, she faced barrages of low-energy pulses. She activated the shield, her suit secreting a glossy, shimmering layer that enveloped her like a second skin. The pulses struck the shield, rippling across its surface before dissipating, the mucus absorbing the energy with a faint hum. She learned to maintain the shield under sustained fire, feeling the strain as it weakened on dry platforms, where the lack of water dulled its effectiveness. The instructors taught her to time the shield's activation, using it to protect allies or buy time for a retreat. In one drill, she shielded a holographic teammate, her gills dimming slightly as she poured energy into the barrier. A testament to her growing endurance, aquatic affinity came naturally, yet required refinement. In vast underwater obstacle courses, she glided through narrow tunnels and dodged simulated hazards, her webbed hands and feet slicing through the water with effortless grace. Her gills allowed her to breathe freely, their teal glow brightening as she pushed her speed. The instructors set challenges to test her agility, darting through collapsing structures or evading pursuers in murky waters. She learned to use her environment, leveraging currents to outmaneuver foes or hide in aquatic flora. On land, her movements were clumsier, her webbed feet slipping on dry surfaces, a weakness she trained to mitigate by seeking water sources in every scenario. Regenerative resilience was both a gift and a challenge. In controlled injury simulations, she endured minor cuts and bruises, watching her skin glow faintly pink as the wounds closed within seconds. The instructors pushed her limits, increasing the intensity to simulate battle conditions. She trained to stay calm, knowing her body could heal small injuries quickly, allowing her to remain in combat longer than most. Larger wounds, like deep gashes, healed slower, requiring her to strategize around her resilience, using it to outlast enemies rather than overpower them. The process was mesmerizing, her skin knitting itself together under the watchful eyes of her trainers, who marveled at the axolotl's regenerative legacy. Neotenic overdrive, the ultimate skill, was reserved for the most grueling trials. In a massive underwater arena, she faced waves of simulated enemies, drones, armored soldiers, and environmental hazards. Activating the skill, she felt her body shift, a short, streamlined tail forming at her lower back, her gills flaring with vibrant teal light, her skin pulsed with coral energy as every injury, from scratches to simulated fractures, healed instantly, pain vanishing entirely. She moved like a phantom through the water, her speed doubled, leaving ripples in her wake. The skill rendered her immune to minor status effects, poison, burns, or slows, allowing her to charge through enemy lines. The instructors orchestrated chaos, forcing her to protect allies, destroy targets, or survive relentless assaults, all while maintaining the overdrive's power. The 24-hour cooldown meant she had to master its timing, learning to deploy it only when the stakes were highest. Her tactics evolved with each session. In water, she was a force of nature, using toxic slime barrage to weaken enemy groups, mucus jet strike to scatter them, and slime shield to protect her squad. Aquatic affinity let her outmaneuver foes, darting through flooded ruins or submerged streets to flank her escape. Regenerative resilience kept her in the fight, her wounds healing as she pressed forward. Neotenic overdrive was her trump card, turning her into a near-invincible leader in critical moments, whether holding a defensive line or launching a desperate counterattack. On land, she struggled, her webbed feet and gills less effective, forcing her to rely on slime shield for defense and quick retreats to water. She learned to identify water sources, pipes, rivers, or flooded zones to regain her advantage. Teamwork defined her role. With a natural aptitude for support, she used her skills to bolster allies, shielding them with slime shield or disrupting enemies with mucus-based attacks. Her high teamwork stat made her a linchpin in group strategies, coordinating with other classes to maximize their strengths against physical powerhouses like Tiger Class operatives. She faltered on dry ground, their raw strength overwhelming her defenses. But in water, she turned the tables, her fluidity and resilience outmatching their brute force. Through countless hours in the aquacade, she became more than a soldier. She became a living embodiment of the Axolotl spirit. Her skills, honed through relentless training, transformed her into a guardian of the battlefield, a beacon of resilience and adaptability. As she stood in the final training chamber, water lapping at her feet, her gills glowing softly, she knew the real battles awaited. The Axolotl class was ready to face them, not with overwhelming power, but with unyielding endurance and the will to protect those beside her. You've just seen how the Axolotl class can glide through water, regenerate like a superhero, and pull off some seriously slick moves with skills like neotenic overdrive. But every class has its highs and lows, and the Axolotl is no exception. Let's break down the pros and cons of this slippery, smiley powerhouse to figure out where it truly shines and where it might, well, flop a bit. Whether you're weighing this class for your next mission or just curious about its potential, this is where we separate the awesome from the awkward. Let's start with the pros, because the Axolotl class has some jaw-dropping strengths. First and foremost, that regeneration is next level. We're talking near mortal vibes, cuts, bruises, even broken bones heal faster than you can say slimy superhero. This makes you incredibly hard to take down, especially in prolonged fights where other classes might burn out. You're the one still standing, ready for round 2, 3, or 10. Then there's your aquatic dominance. In any water-heavy environment, rivers, swamps, flooded cityscapes, you're untouchable. Your speed, stealth, and ability to breathe underwater make you a scout's dream and an enemy's nightmare. Need to slip past a blockade or rescue someone from a submerged trap? You've got it covered. Plus, your support potential is off the charts. With skills like Slime Shield and Regrowth Surge, you can protect teammates or keep them in the fight, making you a team player who boosts everyone's odds of survival. Whether it's tanking hits or outlasting threats, your versatility in the right setting is a game changer. But no class is perfect, and the Axolotl has its share of weaknesses. For one, you're not exactly a powerhouse when it comes to raw strength. If you're going toe-to-toe with a heavy hitter like a Tiger or Bear class, you're likely to come up short in a straight-up brawl. Your skills lean defensive and strategic, so direct combat isn't your forte. Then there's the issue of terrain. On land, you're not terrible, but you're noticeably slower and less agile than in water. If the mission's in a desert or a concrete jungle with no puddles in sight, you'll feel like a fish out of water, pun intended. And those powerful skills, they come with a catch. Regrowth Surge and Neotenic Overdrive have long cooldowns, meaning you can't spam your best moves. In a pinch, you've got to play smart and time your abilities carefully, or you risk being caught with nothing but your slimy skin to save you. The Axolotl class is a master of survival and support, thriving in the right conditions but needing a bit of finesse to shine. Up next, we'll map out its strengths on a hexagonal power matrix and figure out the perfect role and teammates to make this class unstoppable. Stay tuned. Now that we've weighed the highs and lows of the Axolotl class, it's time to put its powers into perspective with a hexagonal power matrix. This will show us exactly where this slimy superstar excels and how it fits into a team. Let's break down the 6 key stats: strength, speed, defense, intelligence, teamwork, and species potential to see what makes the Axolotl tick and who it should team up with to dominate any mission. Starting with strength, the Axolotl scores a modest 3 out of 10. You're not throwing heavy punches or lifting boulders. This class is more about finesse than brute force. Speed gets a solid 6 out of 10. In water, you're a blur, darting around like a fish. But on land, you're a bit sluggish, holding you back from a higher score. Defense is where you shine, clocking in at 8 out of 10. Your regeneration and Slime Shield make you a tanky survivor, shrugging off damage that would drop others. Intelligence hits a respectable 7 out of 10. Your sharp aquatic senses and adaptability give you an edge in planning and perception. Teamwork is a standout at 9 out of 10. Your support skills, like healing and shielding, make you a lifeline for any squad. Finally, species potential scores an 8 out of 10. The axolotl's unique regeneration and aquatic prowess have massive upside, especially with practice. So, where does this class fit? The axolotl is perfect as a support or scout in aquatic or mixed terrains. Send it on stealth missions in flooded zones or long-haul operations where endurance is key. For teammates, pair it with high-damage classes like the tiger or eagle to cover its offensive weaknesses. A tanky rhino class also works wonders, letting you both soak up damage while your team delivers the knockout blows. With the right crew, the Axolotl class turns any mission into a master class of survival and strategy. Next, we'll wrap up with its tier ranking and a call for your input on the next class. We've swam through the Axolotl class's incredible regenerative powers, slick aquatic skills, and strategic team synergy, so now it's time to give this slimy superstar its final verdict. Where does the Axolotl stand in the grand hierarchy of classes? Let's wrap this up with a tier ranking and a chance for you to decide what comes next. Spoiler, this little amphibian might just surprise you with its spot on the leaderboard. After breaking down its strengths and match durability, aquatic dominance, and top-tier support potential and its weaknesses like low raw power and land-based sluggishness, the Axolotl class earns a solid tier ranking. It's not quite S tier, where all-around powerhouses like the lion or eagle might sit, but it's a versatile, high-utility pick that shines in the right hands. In water-heavy missions or drawn-out battles, this class is an absolute game-changer, keeping you and your team alive when others would falter. With practice, its regeneration and skill set can carry you through almost any challenge, provided you play smart and lean into its strengths. The Axolotl proves that you don't need claws or wings to be a force, just a knack for surviving and supporting like nobody else. So, what do you think? Is the Axolotl class your kind of vibe? Or are you itching to explore another species? Drop a comment below with the next class you want us to dive into, maybe the stealthy panther, the soaring falcon, or something totally wild like the octopus. Your call. If you love this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. The Axolotl class is proof that even the cutest creatures can pack a punch, and we can't wait to show you what else is out there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.